Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Over the last several months, we've been looking at massage gun technology to help deal with stress and recovery during workouts. And one of our favorites is this one from Oyeet. This little guy here is the one that Nilda takes with her to the gym. It's the one that she has by her nightstand. And it's the one that we've been using, and we love the size and we love all of the features. Now, there's a brand new version that I want to share with you that is now available for purchase, and this is the Oyeet Nex Pro. It has several improvements that I want to share with you, so let's go and check it out. Now, the Oyeet Nex Pro is very well spec'd, and there's a lot of features here that you have to like as it compares to some of the larger models. So the first thing is we take a look at this here, ergonomics. This is really the big seller for us. Nilda suffers from carpal tunnel, so she can't really hold on to the very large massage guns, and also the ones that are too heavy. I actually prefer the smaller ones as well. So you have a 360 grip, you have the small size and small weight that's going to make it really easy to hold in your hand. The other thing is that you have a very powerful motor. So if you compare that to some of the others that you see here, 98.8 watts. That's pretty impressive. The other thing that you have is the speed, right? So this is those pulses as it's hitting your muscles. How fast does it go? It goes anywhere from 1600 up to 3500. And one of the neat things about this is that it has a looping mode. So the looping mode allows you to start at the lowest setting, and then as you're providing that massage therapy, it's actually going higher and higher and higher. So you don't have to press the button and start going through each one of the settings. It will gradually do that for you. Plus it has variable settings that you'll see in a second. It also then has 60 pounds of pressure. So if you think about the actual force that it's using, 60 pounds as it compares to some of the others, it exceeds some of the most common name brands, and it's also, for the size, very, very, I'd say, competitive given that it's so small. It has a pressure sensor, which you're going to see as well, and also it's ultra quiet. We're talking about 45 decibels, so you're going to hear how that sounds as well. And then the battery life, this is the thing that we love the most. Nilda can use her for a whole week without charging, so you're looking at 240 minutes of usage, which is pretty great. Now, charging stand included, USB charging as well. It's super portable. With the travel case, you're looking at 1.2 pounds. This is how small this thing is. And then you can see the dimensions there are really great. Now, one of the things that really sets this apart from last year's version is that it has also 8 attachments, which is, I have some that are my favorite. I'm going to share with you what those are in a second. And then you have a 2-year warranty. Let's go ahead and look at the product in detail. Now, as we compare the two cases, the previous version and this version, let's check this out. Now, when you look at it, you go like, oh my God, this is so much larger. But you do have many more attachments, so it is a bigger travel case. I'm going to move this over to the side, and we'll just focus on this one now. Now, the travel case here is, I would say it's semi-crush proof. It has some really crush resistance. It's not super hard, but it's going to protect the product. If you're traveling, you have to have it in a backpack or in luggage. As we open this up, it pretty much looks like the old one for the most part. It has some texture changes and things like that, but you'll notice that it has, here are your massage heads. It also has one included. As we look on this side, there's more. Here we have more. And here we have some of the new ones, right? So we have some new tips here, especially this one right here, which is my favorite, and we'll see that in a couple seconds. Now, as you take a look at the massage gun, we'll take it out, and you'll notice here it has this little ring. And it's saying that based on the color of the ring, you're going to see different, I would say different force, right? So pressure sensor indicator, right? Pressure levels 0 to 6.6. You're going to see one color, the first color, which is kind of like a yellow-green. Orange, 6.6 to 13 pounds. Red, which is going to be greater than 13 pounds. So if you are using this as a professional, right, and you're using it in a professional setting, and you know all about the different amount of pressure that you should apply, this is going to be a great tool for that, especially because it's so compact. Now, what we'll do is we'll set this aside. We'll look at some of the tips in a couple seconds. I just want to focus on the massage gun now. Super duper compact, and if we were to compare it to the previous version, let's put it side by side, right? A little bit has changed, a little bit taller, right? But for the most part, it's pretty much the same, a little bit wider as well, right? So now, what you have is a really nice grip here, very nice rubberized grip. It's still very easy to hold, and again, in my hand, it works out fine, and in Nilda's hand, given her wrist issues, this is also really great for her. On the bottom, you'll notice you have your charging. Over here, you have your power indicator, and you have this little LED that lights up that's going to indicate each one of the pressure, or I would say the intensity. It has the 4 levels, but then it has the one that's going to be the rotating one that goes from the lowest level all the way up to the highest level, and you'll see that here. Now you have here this tip, and this is one of them. To remove the tip, all you do is pull it out just like this, and to put it back, you just put it in right there. You'll see this rotate when you turn it on. And I'm going to turn it on so that you can hear, and I'm going to raise this to my boom mic so you can hear how loud this is. Let's go and power it up. Okay, you notice the ring is yellow, right? That's that first intensity, pressure. And then you notice that here it's on. I'm going to bring it up to the boom mic. That's how loud it is. And if I put it on my chest, it feels nice. And what you'll see in a couple seconds is, you know, when I was putting this on my arm, you can actually see in the camera more of how the muscles are reacting to it, how it actually is moving. I'm going to put it here on my side so you can see, and I'll probably do it right here so you can see this. You see that right there? But you'll see this in this shot. So I did Nilda's calf, my back, as well as my actual muscle itself, my bicep, and it just feels really, really smooth. It feels really, really nice. Now, as we take a look at the different settings, I'm going to go from one setting to the next, and we'll bring it up so you can hear that. That's the next setting. That's the third setting. That's the fourth. And now that is notice how it's going slow. You hear that? So now this is the looping. So now what it's going to do is it's going to go to the lowest setting, and then it's going to go higher. Listen to that. Almost there. Now it's lowering again. I have to tell you, this is super delicious. When you're having this on your back, on your calf, you know, just all that lactic acid being loosened, the loops function, love it, love it, love it. So now, again, great tool. One of the new tips that I really like, there are tips that are for your back. You know, this is a new tip, and we're going to see what each one is used for in a second. Also over here, I'll show you one of the other new tips that we have. And this one is great because it's kind of rounded. So you have a couple other tips here that we'll see each one in a second. But this is probably my new favorite tip. So this tip right here, if you think about this area, this is what it's for, underneath your arm. If you think about around your calves, I'm gonna take this out for a second, put this in place. Now look at this. Oh my God, this feels so good. Right here, look at this. You can see that right there. Oh. Press and hold and turn it off. So this really gives you really nice, anything that is contoured on your body. If you think about your calves, your biceps, underneath your biceps, I would say your lats as well. This is really going to do really nicely here as well. So nice options there when it comes to massage tips. Again, some of these we've seen before for pinpointing, and what I want to do is I'm just going to bring up the manual so you can see all the options that you have when it comes to, you know, the areas of the body that you can support. So we'll go ahead and switch over to it. Let's go ahead and find, because there's an area here that shows all the tips. Let's see where it shows the tips. Okay, here they are. So here you have all your tips. So you have the cushion curved version, metal flat, your ball, and this is a harder ball. Then you have the soft ball, fork, the wedge, the trigger cone, and then the bullet. So you have all of these. And now, in addition to that, you have the stand. And one of the cool things about the stand that I wanted to share with you is that the stand has almost like a little suction area right here. It's not quite a suction cone, but when you put it in place, it does keep it in place so it doesn't move easily. And listen to this. Let me pull it off. You hear that? Hear that? So it has kind of a little bit of a suction, and I'll put it back. And what that does is when you're putting it to charge, you don't have to worry about it knocking over too easily. If you've ever had something that has a charging stand and it's not well, I would say, suited for the surface, as you put it on, it can tilt over. Having that little suction spot right there, like you have right there, is going to allow you, as soon as you put your actual charger or your massage gun there, it's going to keep it in place and keep it nicely charged. So I really appreciate that little design feature. And again, this is again the proprietary charger that you see in the bottom that just locks into place. So what do I think about the Oyeet Nex Pro? The Nex Pro, love them. Love the design, love the durability. You saw that we still have the one that we had reviewed originally. It's one that we use all the time. And let's face it, now that all of us are working from home, going to school from home, and I would say that the stress level is probably higher than ever. It's important that you work out. It's important that you get the right physical relief. And this is definitely a tool that I highly recommend. So make sure you check this out. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.